Ignite. CEDH.
Welcome to Ignite CEDH. My name is Joseph.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Andrew.
And today we're going to talk about Avatar The Last Airbender releases. Now, before we get into that, what are you guys doing this weekend?
Crying. Crying so much.
Oh, today's game. That was, we had two chances to win it.
Yeah. It was tough. I went to Game 6, which was a really good time, but, the way they lost, getting doubled up like that, really wasn't great. You kind of hope not to lose a World Series game on a mistake like that. And then Game 7 was, what are you going to do? You get 3 solo home runs in 4 innings, I think it was. Like that.
Yeah, like we were in the lead from the up until the 9th inning, and then we got it tied in the 9th, and then
like a broken bat hit that probably may have gone through. Like better chance to get through if the bat's not broken.
Yeah,
but
it's very unfortunate.
Only the third time Game 7 has ended in a double play before, which is crazy, and for the World Series anyway.
Well, what I actually asked is, what are you guys doing this coming weekend?
Oh shit! This coming weekend,
there's a tournament in Woodstock I might go to. You're going for sure, Joe?
Yeah, I need one more point to qualify for the Invitational.
Yeah, so
that's
you're
my
gonna
plan.
Be there then. I'm not going to be there. It's my mom's birthday. Technically, it's at 4:30, but it's half an hour away. And then, if there were very few people who showed up, then I might have a chance to win it. But I don't need points. I don't need anything, so I'd just be showing up to,
have fun.
It would be fun, but I don't know. 35.
You get to hang out with me all day. Yeah, I'll be attending Woodstock's Nerds Gaming 1K CEDH tournament. This is for points for the Invitational. Essentially, 10 points accumulated over the year. You get invited to a 3K in December. So everybody else in this call is qualified already. They don't really care. I'm just going because I need to. I need one more point to qualify with 2 tournaments left. So shouldn't be too tough.
Sunday, a store in BC is hosting a tournament, which normally wouldn't be on our radar, but it's online, and it's $15 to enter, so I'm probably going to end up doing that. Timmy's Lair TCG Legends of the Lair. It is a TCG, or a sponsored CEDH tournament, prizing for top 4, which is just face-to-face store credit. Proxies are allowed, Swiss rounds, $15 entry, it's only on spell table. The interesting thing about it is that most tournaments don't let you use Moxfield or any other way to play. You have to actually use cards on a table to help prevent cheating. This one, you can use spell table or tabletop simulator, which
I hope no one comes with tabletop.
I've played on it. I've only played on it once, but I have played on it. And
I've played it.
I'm sure it's great for most tabletop games, but for Magic, especially CEDH level Magic, where you're very heavily interacting and need to do things at the right time, and then on top of that, there's it's just a different system, and I don't think it's very incorporating it without
It's also streaming to spell table.
Streaming to spell table is always a little weird.
Yeah, I think people are. I don't think that will be a concern.
Also, makes me think that they have someone they know who's going to do it because it's a small store. But
yeah, for having such an inclusion like that, normally you wouldn't do it. It would just be the normal thing. I don't know much about it. Is it slower to play the game? Are you gonna?
It's pretty clunky.
Yeah. It's just clunky. Cockatrice would be better. There's so many better options. All the deck builders have ways to play test your hand, which is basically a one-sided version of Magic. Yeah. To allow tabletop simulator, which you need to pay for, I don't know.
Well, that's the one thing I don't know.
But it's their tournament, and
it could be a typo for all I know. Just autopilot.
How do you
Who knows?
work? Like, if you're in a tournament, you shuffle on screen, you do your cuts. Like, how does it work for, like, on Moxfield, you do the play test. How
That's
do you
the
know?
thing.
Yeah,
It
you randomized
doesn't.
deck, but it's
What's that?
It does come up with like I know Moxfield I think comes up with like you've shuffled your deck as like a thing that like a notification that pops
yeah.
up, so everyone can see you shuffled your deck. But I don't think Tabletop Simulator does, and
Nah, there's like an animation, but it's not too great.
and it's also it's a mod for Tabletop Simulator. It's not natively on Tabletop Simulator.
Cannot remember. It's been a while.
I just did it like 2 weeks ago. The host has to have the mod for it,
Fair enough.
and unless like it's possible I missed something, but.
Yeah.
That's how we played. Anyway, that's a long way of saying I'm playing an online tournament Sunday. That starts at 3 p.m. I think.
Well, it's probably noon.
3 p.m. Eastern. It's noon local
Yeah.
to BC. So
Yes,
it
that
might
makes
be a
sense.
late one for me. I think it's just they said it's 4 rounds, 3
It could
rounds,
be
80
long.
minutes, and top 4 cuts top 4. So
Fair enough.
I'm going to be playing it. If you have a webcam and Magic the Gathering cards or Tabletop Simulator, I guess you can play.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, Kevin here with a quick update. We didn't see it listed because it wasn't on Top Deck, but there is also a face-to-face event. 2 actually this weekend, one Saturday, one Sunday. These are no proxy events. They are run at Casual REL, and the pricing really depends on what you want from the prize wall. You can see some information on the screen. It's $50 entry too, which is pretty steep considering when we placed a year ago, 2,000 prize tickets was a little more than you needed to get the Eldrazi Precon Commander. It was worth about $200. So that'll give you roughly what you'll get. It's not exact. It's going to be different for everybody depending on what you want or what you value or if you can sell them. Other than that, yeah, it's a 10:30 a.m. start on Saturday, and I think Sundays is 10:45. Yeah. If you're in Toronto and there's no other tournaments, they're not that bad. But because you're no proxy and the high entry and the low value compared to what you could do, I would suggest focusing on league games or the other online tournament we talked about. This one is probably not worth it unless you win for sure. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed the rest of the episode.
Okay. So other than that, notable tournaments, the only ones that I can think of is Orangeville coming up on the 18th. I don't have it open. 17th.
17th. It's the Sunday not this weekend coming up, next weekend, the Sunday. But then when this gets released,
16th. 16th.
We were gonna get there eventually.
Yeah. And then on the 22nd is Woodstock's second tournament before the Invitational. Last tournament before the Invitational.
there's also a Tough Mulligans one, another free one on Spell Table in there at some point.
Tough Mulligans is I think the 15th.
15th, yeah.
I believe you guys are correct. There's a free tournament hosted by Tough Mulligans, a new to play tournament host that encourages new members to kind of just come and play the game. Definitely, we've all played some of their tournaments. I know Andrew has whooped some ass in a lot of them.
We've all done it. I topped 16 the one I played.
Yeah, you top 16. Yeah, it's a very user friendly tournament. I'd recommend it. They're nice.
If I didn't need to drop that one time, I would have topped 16, and I think I also top 4 the, maybe not top 4, top 16, losing to Sisse.
Yeah, and then
that you faced them. Andrew.
Forbes is on the 23rd, and then Frenzy at the Falls is the 29th, 30th, the 28th, the 30th.
But now to the meat and potatoes of the podcast. Avatar: Last Airbender. I'm excited for this set. This is one of my favorite shows. I've probably seen it multiple times through. I know these two guys are too macho for a cartoon.
I have never seen Avatar. I know some references through social media.
I don't know anything about it, but I'm looking forward to new Magic cards, playing with them, and we've created
It's
a
some
rating
powerful
system.
Magic cards too.
Yeah,
This is.
um, yeah. Uh,
I'm excited. I know
So
one of our friends, Logan. Not sure he doesn't mind his name being out there. He loves avatars. 2 or 3 people at Forbes who are just looking to collect the whole set. So it's definitely going to sell very well.
yeah, I think it's
Uh,
going to be.
yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be more popular than um, Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy was like absurd, but
Final Fantasy was
it is
it'll be
it
better than
is
Spider-Man.
a
That's for sure.
very popular. It's one of the most popular kind of anime-esque shows.
All right. So we're going to go over the new set mechanics pretty quick. Firebending. Whenever this creature attacks, add red equal to the firebending number. That mana lasts until the end of combat, so it's really restricted in how you can use it. But there are some cards later that we can go over that are going to take advantage of this. Airbending is you exile a permanent, and the owner may pay 2 rather than its mana cost to repay it. Just 2 generic mana.
Anyone's permanents or just your own?
It's this one. This card specifically is just cards you own. To airbend a permanent spell, you exile it. As long as it remains exiled, the owner may cast it by paying 2 rather than its mana cost. Yeah. So anyone's and apparently there might be some spells too. Waterbending is just an additional cost, so it's like waterbending 3 would be pay 3 mana by either paying mana like you normally would, tap an untapped creature or tap an untapped artifact you control, and each creature or artifact you control that you tap pays for 1 of that cost. And then Earthbending, which is the most probably complex one, makes target land into a creature with haste, and you put counters on it. When that land dies or is exiled, return it to the battlefield tapped. So that's, and we've seen a lot of animated lands before. This is the first one, I think it's the first one where you bring that land back if it dies.
Yeah, it prevents land destruction to your creatures.
Yeah, it's got some potential for sure. So yeah, that's a quick rundown on the new rules. There's a bunch of returning command mechanics, lessons, double face cards, exhaust, clues. All these things are all returning mechanics though, so we don't really need to go over them too much.
And then, just so we're going to try our luck at breaking these new cards down for you, we picked 10 of them. And then we're going to go over our rating system 0 to 5, with 0 being unplayable in CDH, 1 being fringe, you need a reason to play it, synergy with your commander, something like that. 2, it's an all-star with your commander. Think of Kendrick Parasite and Ob Nixilis. 3 is just a solid card found in lots of decks, things like Opposition Agent, Dothy Voidwalker, Archivist of Ogma. 4, you've got your staples, used in most decks of their colors, so it's just Swords to Plowshares, Deflecting Swats, Jessica's Will. And then 5 would be a format all-star. You need a reason not to play it. Mystic Remora, Rhystic Study, Force of Will. So that's kind of how we're going to break these cards down when we sort them 0 to 5.
Awesome. So let's get down to it.
Yeah, what do you got first for us?
The Last Omnikai.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is a 1, a red, and a colorless. Target creature you control fights target creature an opponent controls. If this creature an opponent controls dealt excess damage this way, add that much red mana. Until end of turn, you don't lose unspent red mana at steps and end phases.
So that's notable in that firebending, that will extend the duration of your firebending mana, but that's not really the main thing here.
Yeah, so this card is very similar to Bottle Cap Blast. If
For
anyone
Magda,
can,
yeah, that's an all-star for Magda. I think.
it is not. This card's not good for Magda in particular.
No,
but
this one isn't.
it is a very similar effect where you're getting excess damage does something.
This thing screams Ob Nixilis to me. Maybe I'm just because I'm building an Ob Nixilis deck right now, but this is such an Ob Nixilis card. It's a great ritual. You could get blown out. Target creature, you target Ob Nixilis to fight something, and then they kill your Ob Nixilis. So it's weaker in that sense.
Notable that if they were going to kill your Ob Nixilis, they were probably going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So you're just going to lose an extra card. basically.
The one
I
thing
think we were talking about this card when it first got spoiled, and like it has some like niche stuff that's interesting, but in the end, it's like typically the creatures that really benefit from it. Let's say in my Kenrith deck, right? Like if I want to make mana, I'm trying to boost to get Kenrith out, but I already need a creature with like decent power in order to take advantage of this card.
Mm-hmm.
It might see like niche play. I would agree that it works in Obnixilis. It is a pretty decent card because if you do rip it off the top of an exile pile, then you basically have enough red to go off for the rest of the turn. Like, you do not need more red.
Yeah, that is one of its downsides, though, too, is you already have to have Obnixilis out and be exiling cards to work. Because once Obnixilis is out, in you're pretty low to the ground. You have things like Bergie. You don't need a whole bunch of this red mana after.
Yeah.
You need the mana of the rituals to help you get Obnixilis out. And that's the same problem with Atali. Is it an Atali card? Not really. I mean, it doesn't help you get Atali out, right?
So you think it might be more of a win more card than a setup card?
Definitely.
Yeah,
That's a great way of putting it.
Yeah, it's definitely one more. In Atali, like, I don't even think I played it in Atali at all, or barely consider it. The issue is, like, the point of Atali is to make mana for Atali. I have very little amount of creatures that will get me mana positively from this interaction. It's nice when Atali is already out. I can get 6 mana from killing a mana dork while off a flip, but if I don't have cards in my hand, let's say I LED'd my hand away or did something, I just don't have relevant cards. It's just pretty much a dead card at that point. Now, it's not bad. Like, it's considerate, like, having mana after Atali comes into play can be very helpful. Sometimes I want to hit rituals off the top, but it also can whiff if nobody has creatures. Or if the only creatures are big, right?
Let's say you run 72 non-land cards, ballpark. What card number is this? Is this like 74? Is this like 68? Somewhere in there? Or is it like higher for you or lower for you?
For Atali?
Yeah.
I don't think it's in the top 80, in my opinion. Like, my Atali deck is already cutting some really good cards from it. That I kind of want to play, but I just either don't have room or I need other effects.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's close. Like, if it helped get Atali out, it would be a lot better.
I'm trying to think of bigger creatures with more attack you could fight in it, like Hunting Velociraptor. Like, that's a 3/2.
It's a 3. It's a 2 mana get 2 mana. Is what that would be.
Yeah.
Hellkite Courser is 1, but I already have Atali out at that point.
A 3 power creature on killing a 1 power creature basically turns this into a free removal spell. Does that change that for you at all?
No, not at all. A free removal spell is not super relevant.
And you don't want to hit it off the flip.
The only creature I ever want to kill in any deck is Draenith Magistrate.
And I was going to say, this does kill Draenith pretty effectively if you have any creature with 3 or more power.
I can name...
You run that have 3 or more power, but...
Not a lot. Most of them are 2 power. Because most of my deck gets hit by Imperial Recruiter.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. So you built around that. Okay.
Similar problem in Obnixilis.
It's
the little pingers
pretty much Hunting Velociraptor. There's a few other ones, but not like super notable.
All right. So what rating do we want to give this? Sorry.
I've got it for a 1. Fringe, need a reason to play it. Synergy with Commander. Like, if you have synergy with your Commander, try it, play it. But I've got a 1. You guys?
I see it as a 1 as well. I see it being decent in Obnix. I can see it being decent in... I play against a person who plays Neheb a lot.
Yeah, Neheb would be good with this.
Yeah.
That might be the best card for look at my Commander.
Yeah, I play online with Neheb a lot. That's decent. Some people might test it in Atali. I won't agree with it, but they can definitely test it. It's probably a 1.
I'm also gonna give it a 1, maybe like a 1.25, just edge it up a little bit. I think there's some a ritual combined with the removal spell I think is worth exploring, but I don't think it's gonna come up enough in a big deck. I think we're talking a very fringe deck.
Yeah, maybe some semi-blue Rog Thras that's big creatures, rituals, but they have Gaia Cradles things.
Yeah, they have Gaia's Cradle anyway. Yeah. All right. What's the next card you got there for us, Joe?
Redirect Lightning.
Redirect Lightning. Okay.
1 mana red. As additional cost to cast a spell, pay 5 life or pay 2 extra mana. Change the target of a target spell or ability with a single target, so it's a misdirection. It's slightly better than a misdirection. Misdirection doesn't change abilities, so it's like kind of like a deflecting swap, but for single targets. A little bit of like both, right?
Going back to Obnixilis, we have a very similar card in Bolt Bend that's almost exactly like this. Bolt Bend, you need Obnixilis on the field, while this one, you always have life to pay. Your life does matter in Obnixilis, though, so both are... I think you run one, not both. I don't know which one's better.
So my difficulty with a card like this in red is probably most commonly paired with black. And black needs their life. Yeah. It's like a decent card, but we already have similar effects. Like you said, Bolt Bend, deflecting swat, blue has misdirection. I don't think we need a 4th version of this effect.
I think Bolt Bend does cost 5 mana for an Adnos. So this has
4. It's 4.
Is it 4 total? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so you are on Adnos and Obnixilis, correct? I don't think most of them
it's kind of like a level 4 high. I'm not trying to push CDH, so I'm not, but for a CDH at
CDH,
should
be on Adnos. And, on one hand, it pings you for less off of an Adnos, but on the other hand, you might be paying 5 life for it, which is a lot more. I think overall, you might run it. I think it's like a quarter. Like just like maybe 10% better than a Bolt Bend, because you get pinged for less life off an Adnos, and when you're going off with an Adnos, you don't really care how much that card's going to cost you if you cast it, because you can just go by and not cast it. You might, if you're Adnos, you might not even need your Bolt Bend. So this is going to ping you for 3 less life, and you can still pay mana to get that additional cost.
Okay, so here's my rating. I think it's a 2, and I'm going to tell you what specific deck I think is really gross in. I think it's really gross in Ronin.
Ronin, yeah.
Is it paid? Yeah, that's a good call. That's really I agree with that. I haven't played against much Ronin, but yeah, for sure.
There's one Ronin that I played against quite a bit in the Critical CDH League that has done well at some tournaments recently. Ronin, for you, if you guys don't know, tap spells you cast this turn that are black or red cost X less, where X is your amount of life you lost this turn. So redirecting one spell, tapping Ronin, already 5 reduction.
Yeah, that's a really good. I think it's 2 for that. Other things like Obnixilis, I think it's just a 1 just because there's already the other options. You know, they're very similar overall.
Yeah, our rating system says specifically if it's all-star in a deck, I think this makes it a 2. But
yeah, fair. I might go.
I think that deck seems very disgusting thinking about it.
Yeah. On to next one?
Yeah, 1.5, 2, and then you said 1, Kev?
Like 1 in any deck that's not Rowan. In Rowan it's a 2, but I don't think there's enough decks where it's not a unique enough effect to be like pushing for other decks.
I mean, you might put it in like Burgie, right? Like mono, like just Storm Burgie, stuff like that. It's not caring.
Yeah. You might put it in like Magda as well.
Magda, yeah, it goes in Magda. They don't care about their life. Like
they don't care about their life, and anything that redirects something that kills Magda is always good.
Yeah.
So, I'm sticking with a 2. I think that puts us at about a 2.75. Yeah. I mean a 1.75.
Yeah, especially because it does say ability. So Beseiju, the artifact dwarf, they're going to change the target to something else.
Yeah, it's pretty good, honestly.
Yeah,
but And even like if you have to pay the extra 2 mana, it's not that bad.
Because Magda
It's
hasn't
just
had effect.
hard casting a deflecting slot, right? Next card, Wan Shi Tong Librarian.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is
2
This is a
2
good
blue
one.
and an X. Flash, Flying Vigilance. When Wan Shi Tong enters the battlefield, put X 1+1/+1 counters on him. Then draw half X cards rounded down. Whenever an opponent searches their library, put a 1/1 counter on Wan Shi Tong and draw a card. This is a Archivist of Ogma.
But better.
But better.
I want to talk about this card a lot for Kinnan.
You want to start it off? You want to start us off?
Yeah. Okay, Archivist of Ogma. I'm not even going to talk about it for Blue Farm right now. I'm going to leave that to Kevin. But for Kinnan, this card is just, you have your Kinnan out. 2 blue pips, there's an Arcane Signet, right? And now you have an Archivist of Ogma, which is just great card draw for Kinnan, right? One of the things you really need. It's a bird, so it works with Valley Flood Caller, Enduring Vitality, right? So you can make mana off this thing. Also, if you just have Kinnan and Basalt, we don't run a lot of filters. I'm just on Mirage Mirror. This is infinite. How many cards do you want to draw? Pick a number. Just that outlet to flash it in.
As long as you have 2 blue, yeah.
Sorry? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's even easier to get because sometimes without the filter, you use all this mana to tap Mirage Mirror. You can't get the. It's easier to get 2 of one color than 1 of a different one in Kinnan, right? For a flip.
Yeah.
So this is just another outlet in Kinnan that's just amazing. This thing it's really good. It's just a perfect Kinnan All-Star. This is just what you want. It's got incremental card draw. It's a bird, so it works with Valley Flood Caller. I'm not currently on Valley Flood Caller in my Kinnan list. This card's going to make me change my Kinnan list to put in Valley. And also, sometimes if you're in that awkward stage of 5 mana, not enough for a flip, well, you can just pay a little bit extra into this and draw a card. The X is really big on this in Kinnan. It's all great Kinnan text.
I agree. I think this is fantastic in Kinnan. Do you have any notes, Joseph?
I'm like a little stuck on it for Kenrith. I think you either play Archivist or this. And I think for this, because it is double blue, it makes it harder for you to play in a 5-color deck. I'm a lot more hesitant to just slot it in. It seems like a really good card. I think it can be an all-star in this format. I think it's a good card in a 3-color, 2-color deck. Or people are testing it as a commander. I think this is an interesting mono-blue control commander.
It is. I'm not sure the ability comes up enough for it as a commander, although it's still a very good ability. Good thing to have in the command zone for sure. My problem is playing control in CEDH is very difficult. You really need certain tools where you can answer multiple permanents or multiple spells at once.
Yeah. We'll see. It's definitely an interesting effect.
One other thing with Kinnan is just being able to get the counters on it. So many times with Kinnan, I think about trading with a Magda or a Tymna that's attacking me. I often don't, but this thing will just get bigger with Vigilance, and it's just say no to Magda attacks, Tymna attacks. That's also another bit. The text in this card's great. That's one other thing I want to
So, Blue Farm. This card for sure goes in Blue Farm. Yes, two blue pips, hard to cast, but they're pretty much your most important pips anyway. You want 2 blue either to cast Thassa's Oracle or cast multiple counterspells. So you already want to get 2 blue pips anyway. It lets you leave mana up so you can interact with things. And it's blue mana every time. That's also very good. It's a mana sink, which isn't a huge deal in Blue Farm. Normally you can find things to use your mana on. And it is, in my opinion, better than Archivist of Ogma. I'm planning on running both in my Blue Farm deck. This is exactly what you want in Blue Farm. It grows, it's an excellent blocker, it's an excellent attacker, and it gets to do both. It stops attacks in the air, which is one of my biggest problems in Blue Farm, is I don't have a way to stop attacks in the air. It has Flash, so it can ambush Viper something in the air. It it has Archivist of Augment text on it, except instead of gaining you a life, it gets bigger. And getting bigger is going to save you life anyway, because you're not going to get attacked as much, or you're going to be able to block things. I think this is an excellent card. Do you have anything to sell me off of this card?
I think I know the answer, but how many cards in Blue Farm do you have with 2 pips, like 2 color pips that are the same color?
Not a lot. I can check my deck list real quick.
Grand Abolisher.
But
and
the answer
Thassus?
is not a lot, and they're mostly white.
And Grand Abolisher, Ranger Captain, Thassus? Is that it?
Probably.
Adnos has 2 black.
Ad nauseum, yeah.
Okay. But the black's easier to get. Oh, and if you're on Necro. I'm not on Necro. But
I'm not on
the
Necro.
point is, most of those are all game-winning cards that you accumulate the mana value, have the lands that you can get it later. One of the great things about Archivist is you can get it pretty much turn 1, turn 2, like before Tymna, right? You can get the 1 white, the 1 helps the cast the Archivist, then the Tymna, and then you drop Tymna after and you swing at someone with the Archivist. I think it's a lot harder to get the 2 blue colored pips to get this early, which you want it early. And then if you have the 2 blue, maybe you don't have a white or a black to then cast the Tymna right after for the follow-up. I think it's going to slow you down too much. And I think that's why right now for me, I'm bigger on Archivist about this. This take my age terribly. But I like Archivist more than this for Blue Farm. I think this is great.
I'm definitely running both. I'm definitely running both. I'm definitely running both alongside each other. I think it changes your fetch pattern from 2 like red, black, white, blue. You just go like your Tundra, white, blue, and your Underground Sea, blue, black. Then you get your 2 blue mana, and you can cast Tymna on turn 3 as a follow-up, assuming you have a land of some sort or any mana source. Yeah, I don't think there's any. This is a solid 5 for me. This should go in pretty much every deck that can run it. It's gonna draw you cards. It brings Archivist of Augment into non-white decks, which is huge. Archivist is a format, pretty much format all-star. You see it everywhere. This is the card I'm most excited for in this set.
I personally think it's like probably a 4.5. I'm very hesitant to play it in Kenrith. If it said whenever a 1/1 counter is added to Librarian after it's entered the battlefield effect, draw a card, that would make it an instant include, because I could pay 2 to put a 1/1 counter with Kenrith. But that's not what it says, and I'm just like, I'm already on Archivist, and in my turbo build of Kenrith, I don't play Grand Abolisher because it's 2 white. I don't play Ranger Captain because of 2 white pips. Try to decrease the amount of bad fetchables, especially in a 5-color deck, to a minimum. I think, especially in Turbo, I don't think this is a Turbo card anyways, so I'm going to probably say a 4.5.
Yeah, I'm good with a 4.5. I'm really debating putting it in, just like you said, running 2 in Blue Farm. Like, I'm not out of it. I think it's great. I might cut my Polywog for this.
I think it's better than Polywog.
I think this is better than Polywog. This will grow more than Polywog and probably draw you more cards. Maybe not draw you as many cards, but less setup to draw the cards for sure.
And that
I think you're in an unhealthy relationship with Polywog. And
it's starting to go really quick. This is really good. I probably put this in over it. It's a good.
This is a 10 out of 10 perfect card. No notes for me. This slots right into Blue Farm. It does everything you want a card to do in Blue Farm. 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, whatever you want to give it. This is perfect for me.
I'm gonna give it a 4. That's where I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna wait for it to prove itself to be that staple, because the double blue is hard. We don't have a lot of double pip cards in our format. I'm giving it a 4 for now.
I think it's really decent in Sisay as well, because it's not hard to get in Sisay.
No, that's excellent in Sisay.
Yeah. It's a blue card for legendary effects, which is kind of harder to come by. It's probably the second hardest color to get in Sisay, maybe third hardest color. Obviously, green is pretty easy. White is stupid easy. Then sometimes black gets tough. Blue gets tough, and then red is the hardest by far. Mm-hmm. Unless you have a red van. But this is a value engine that is searchable with Sisay. I would say so. End score 4.5 between the 3 of us. The next card, Planetarium of Wan Shi Tong.
Yeah, I put this card on the list pretty much on my own. I think this is not a fantastic card. 6 mana is a lot. You pay a mana to scry, also not great, but it's the third ability that really matters for me. Whenever you scry or surveil, look at the top card of your library. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Do this only once each turn. So you get to cast free spells. That is always leads to broken things. That is how most things become broken in Magic, when you get to do them for free. Other than that, it is really niche. I think you're looking at a deck that already wants artifacts and can pay the big mana. When we were talking pre-show, Joseph, you brought up Urza. I think that's a good deck for it.
So I have 2 decks that this kind of might work in.
Yeah.
I see it kind of working in Glarb.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Since you have a decent surveil on a stick. And Urza. I think Urza loves these big costing artifacts that basically when you activate Urza, is Urza a scry? Or does it just say look at the top? It just says look at the top, right?
Urza, that's not at all. Urza is shuffle your library, exile the top card, you can cast it this turn.
And you cast it for 3 ways.
The nice part about Urza is that this taps is easier to get out and it taps for blue.
If I was to see, the only way I can see it is some big mana Cradle Thrasios deck where you're scrying and you have the keys to untap this thing, pay 1 into it to scry 2, and you have big Atullis in it and big giant things you want to scry into off the top. You're doing Mystical Tutors for an extra turn, maybe Worldly Tutor to put some big, essentially Cannon Flip up there, some big creature, like some big mana Thrasios deck is what I'm thinking, like some semi-blue deck.
My issue with putting it in Thrasios is you already just have Thrasios.
But if
this is, I guess this is good.
Thrasios has the word scry on it though. So after you draw a card, you look at the top of the deck, and you could cast a card for free, and you could do that on every single person's turn.
I don't think this is one we need to spend a lot of time on. I do think it's like a 1. I think you're gonna need to explore where to play this and play it in the very right decks. But I do think there's some potential here.
Yeah, it's very fringe. I'll also give it a 1.
The other one that I was thinking is, I don't know how it's going to go, but Rogsai with DRC and stuff and all those rituals, but I doubt it. It's some red.
Not 6-drop in Rogsai?
I don't think Rogsai takes this. No, it's just...
It goes against Ad Nauseam and everything. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 1, maybe. Like you said, it's casting things for free is very broken. But then I thought that Power Balance card was going to be very good, and I tested the heck out of that, and it's...
I think that, I got trapped in there too. And I had it with Stella Lee, which also just wants to cast cards, so...
I mean, I still run it in my Joyer sometimes. I take it in and out because if you hit an artifact off the top with Joyer out, not only do you cast like a 2-mana Signet, but you draw a card too, and there's top things and lots of permanents. So it's, I don't know, it's potential. Yeah. But yeah.
Okay, next card. Fire Lord Azusa. Again, another Kevin card. Take it away.
Yeah. Was I? Is this what card really mean? I thought this was...
I thought you put it up, yeah.
I thought it was a group effort. I do love the card. Firelord Azusa, Grixis and 1. So 4 mana drop. Firebending 2 when it attacks, add 2 red mana until the end. It lasts until the end of combat. Whenever you cast a spell while Firelord Azusa is attacking, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. This is very clearly probably going to be a commander. It does suffer from the same problem as other commander centric ideas where losing your commander hurts the deck, but I don't think you need to... I don't think this needs to be played in a way where it's only your commander, because you're still in...
Grixis.
You're still in Grixis, right? You still get Thoracle, Consult, you still get Breach, Brain Freeze. You don't get white for it, but that's neither here nor there. I think it might be harder to trigger the attack, like casting a spell while it's attacking, than I think it is, but it's definitely possible.
I view this as just...
Yes, Valley Vault Color is very good with this card. Well, the thing is, once you get it set up, your opponents need 2 counter spells to stop everything you do. and if you have counter spells, they double up on your answers.
Yeah, I view it as a turbo Grixis. You're trying to
Incredibly efficient. This, I said it's a commander. It might also Turbo Grixis might actually play it too. You're not wrong. I don't think it would be a commander in that deck because your Rogsai is just too Rogrek is too good to pass up just for the free mana.
Oh
But
yeah, I think like Rogsai's tier 1. Like I think this would be just if someone's bored of Rogsai or just a different take on it. You're kind of playing it like that, right?
yeah, I think this has potential. Similar to Wandering Archaic, and that a Wandering Archaic is very hard to answer. After this attacks, it's very hard to answer your win.
My issue is I wish it gave like spell splash temporarily while it's attacking or something. It's like
really good.
it would be really good. The issue is like you're playing at a very specific timing, and the timing is very awkward to do. I think there could be like a decent deck, but you'll need to run all three okay flash enablers to kind of even get it off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to be a good pilot to pick your window when to go off with this.
I think Rogsai is just a better Grixis deck if you just want to play Grixis.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
I don't think it's
think
where you want to be.
attacking with this will be the hardest part because if the other thing though, like, so my problem with it is like the Gwenum problem where Gwenum needs to attack, or the Stella problem where Stella needs to live a turn cycle. Like this has that same problem, but you're in colors that can still win without those combinations. So I think that's where it has an edge on some of those decks. Where if you kill my Firelord Azula, and I know there's no interaction, I can just jam a Thoracle, right? Yeah. So I think this has a little more. This is probably better than Gwenum and Stella in terms of there's more flexibility in the deck building. Don't think it's going to be a tier 1 commander, but I could definitely see it being in like a tier 2-ish. You see it at a table, you have to respect it.
Yeah, it's looking to go fast. I'd probably plan A is Breach, or plan A, add Naz Necro, then Breach, then Thassa's. Then
like it reduces your ad Naz by 2 mana.
Yeah, but ad nauseum during your combat is, I mean, it's fine, but copying it isn't really a big deal.
Copying is irrelevant, but I'm more saying that it's
another
just
counterspell. But that's
yeah.
You know what? I just had the thought of that might run this. Might be very good in the control deck where you want to cast removal during your combat to double up on things.
In casual, I don't think it's A.
No, you don't think. What's the Grixis control commander that when you commit crimes you get a card?
Marchesa,
yeah. I think in Marchesa this could be really good.
It could be interesting, actually.
Yeah.
As far as a number, I think this will be like a. We might need a different number system for commanders.
Yeah, I don't know for commanders. It's tough for commanders.
I think this is probably like a.
I think it's a 2. It's good in its own deck.
I think it's a 2. I agree.
I'm going to give it a 3. I think there might be some things in other decks. I'm not going to test it in many other decks, but as a commander, I think it could make... You have to respect it as a commander, I think, absolutely.
Yeah. Any Grixis commander can generally be good.
Yeah.
The next card is Katara's Reversal. Counter... 2 blue and 2 generic. Counter up to 4 target spells and or abilities on top 4 target artifacts and or creatures.
You subtracted the window again.
Yep, I keep on doing that.
There's Meldrick decks and decks that reduce the cost of spells. The Night Day flip one and all that.
Yeah, like Ral reduces this. Vivi might be okay. I don't think it's playable in Ral. I think 2 blue is hard in Ral because they want to storm off with red mana.
Yeah. Very fringe deck, but this definitely sees play in. I would think a zombie plays this.
A zombie, yeah.
It's expensive to cast, but you're already playing big mana anyway, and you being able to just untap and draw 4 cards or ritual. I think this has potential as ritual and in decks where you want to tap your creatures. I think that's good too. Thrasios. Rog Thras decks similar to that where you play things that let your creatures tap for mana. This could definitely be in there. That's just a free counterspell that hits 4 things. It hits abilities too, which is definitely notable.
Yeah, it's like a really good spell to kind of like clear a stack of multiple.
Oh, big time, yeah.
So
issues,
that'll
right?
counter like a Beseiju then, correct? The ability?
Yes,
that's correct.
it does
Yep.
counter
It's
Beseiju.
an interesting card. Like it's a ritual in Kinnan, you know, like it can be.
Yeah.
Like it's an interesting card.
It definitely has its interesting bits. I can't see a deck that I can play it well in, so I'm probably going to give it a 1. It just costs so much. We don't play Mana Drain, which is a very efficient 2-drop.
I mean, Kinnan plays
Because
Mana
it's 2
Drain,
blue.
it's-
Well, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mana Drain on our tier list is a 2 because only a few decks play it or something like that.
I could see an Urzit playing this. Maybe like there's little tap things. Maybe I don't know.
I
Yeah,
think
Urza might actually. Yeah, that's fair because
Yeah.
it untapped artifacts, and it's just basically a rewind.
Yeah.
But Urza also doesn't play rewind. But again, that doesn't untap creatures, so
I think this goes
it's
in any
interesting.
big mana deck. I'm thinking mostly Teamer, but like you said, Urza, things like that, where you can take advantage of untapping the creatures. For me, this is. It feels like a 3 in those decks, and like a 2, like a 1 everywhere else. So it's probably a 2 overall.
I'm gonna give it.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 2. I think it's good in Urza. I don't mind it.
I think it's
in
good in a
Urza.
select few decks. I think it'll be very good in those decks. I don't think it's. I don't think it's good outside those decks.
Even then, I don't know if it's going to be an all-star in those decks. I think it's more of like you need a reason to play it. But yeah.
Yeah. Next card, the Cabbage Merchant. Whenever this is a 1 green 2 generic. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, create a food token. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, sacrifice a food token. Tap 2 untap food you control to add 1 mana of any color.
I'm going to say it now. It's
This
not a Kinnan
card, it is not a Kinnan card. It does not. Kinnan requires you to, whenever an artifact, a non-land permanent taps for mana, create a mana that permanent could produce or has produced. The permanent that's making this effect is not tapping, so it does not work with Kinnan. However, I think this is a busted card. I think it is
Yes,
a very, very
big fan.
strong card. The first spot, 100% playable, is Sisei. I imagine Sisei turn 2 Cabbage Merchant, turn 3 Sisei. Your opponents can't cast 10 spells. If they cast 10 spells, you just get a automatic search.
Yeah,
Like,
this is
okay.
super dangerous. I am going to lose to this card for sure.
Yeah, like,
This is a card where somebody else's poor decision making is going to lose me a game. This is going to have a salt score attached to it, because for me personally, because someone else is going to make a mistake and play into it when they shouldn't, and then we're going to stop their win, and some other deck that the Cabbage Merchant is going to untap with all its cabbage and win the game with all the mana we just gave him.
I'm going to play it in Kenrith because
Yeah.
8 food
Yeah.
equals 1 card. Like,
Yeah, it's great.
each turn.
Yeah.
It seems decent. I see it playable in a lot of other decks. Like, I think it's playable in Rogthras decks. I think it's playable in any Thrasios deck, pretty much.
This is
Where
so
you
good.
can convert that mana every single time before your turn starts.
If it wasn't a human, I'd probably put this in Kinnan.
Yeah, I think there's also the argument that you can play it in decks that want to make additional tokens. Like when you make there's the card, I can't remember what it's called. When you make a food token,
Academy
when you make-
Manufacturers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Academy Manufacturer, really good in that. I think there's applications for it outside of this. Maybe Cheddarfang?
Oh, that's a good call. Yeah.
Chatterfang, yeah, I played Chatterfang in Kenrith. Basically just says whenever you make a food, make a squirrel as well.
Yeah.
It's not as good in that context. Like Warren Soul
No.
Trader is definitely way better.
Oh, Warren Soul
But-
Trader is very good, yeah.
But it is like a niche combo that creatures can matter. It's not like a super common case where they do. But again, it's just adding mana to your game plan. And with an Enduring Vitality, adding a squirrel to that game plan also is more mana. So, like, it adds up real quickly, for sure.
We have a great track record in our format of cards like Rhystic, Mystic, Archivist, Smothering Tithe. Whenever an opponent does something, you get something. Those cards are almost always good, and this follows that.
Yeah, like, it is a very similar to me as a effect like Smothering Tithe. And my issue is, I don't know. I can't think of if this is better than Smothering Tithe or not, because it is very close to me. Like, I think this card can be... I think you'll probably get a 2-to-1 cards casted to... Like, obviously, Rhystic on field would make it so a card casted equals a card drawn. But if it's a non-Rhystic game, this would get more action. And it's permanent as well.
This is worse than Smothering Tithe by a significant.
Yeah, it's cheaper and it's long term. I don't know actually. Like I'm not hard set to say it is worse than Smothering Tithe. I think it's a very similar playing field.
It's drawing a card.
Easier to remove. For sure.
Definitely easier to remove. Paying 2 on a card draw versus getting half a mana for free when an opponent does something. The only benefit this has is that the mana is reusable. The mana for Smothering Tithe isn't reusable. Smothering Tithe can win you the game off of Wheel of Fortune.
That's fair.
There's so many. I don't think it's close. I see where you draw the comparison. I just think it's a step below for sure. Like. Smothering Tithe is a 5. I would put this as like a 3.
Yeah, 3 looks good. It's a heck of a Bowmaster's target.
Oh yeah, big time.
I like it a lot. I'm probably going to give it a 4, but I can see it being like a 3.5. To be realistic.
Mm-hmm. Like in the right meta, I think it could be a 4.
I think it's unstoppable in Sisei. I'm very scared of it in Sisei.
Yeah, no, it has its decks where it's very good in. I think the ceiling outside of that isn't high enough to justify giving it a super high number.
Yeah,
but hopefully I'm proved wrong.
Next card, the Badger Mole. This is a 1 green and a 1. When this creature enters the battlefield, Earthbend 1. Whenever you tap a creature for mana, add additional green mana. This is a okay Kinnan. This is like a second Kinnan card. Only for mana dorks. It does not hit your artifacts, which is very notable in Kinnan. Yeah. But I don't see this going wrong in any mana dork deck. Now, a mana dork deck is not superly commonly played.
Correct. I think Bowmasters is doing a lot to limit those mana dork decks and this right now.
Yeah, I think this is very limited by Bowmasters, and like I think a lot of decks are. Comedian had a very interesting hot take that Bowmasters should be the one that's actually banned, and I kind of like I'm seeing that point more and more as like a validation. Like I think it's just an unhealthy playstyle. I don't think the card is absurdly busted, and I agree where the argument that it holds back card draw is irrelevant because people are still going to draw their cards, and then somebody else is getting affected. Like it has no negative to the person who's actually drawing cards, which is the issue.
It does sometimes. It depends on the threat assessment and where they are in the game. There's a lot of factors that go into where you shoot a Bowmasters, but yeah, this
with
card.
With a face like yours, Kev, I'm always shooting Bowmasters at it.
Checks out.
I think this has a great card in Thrasios decks.
Yep.
I mean, like Kinnan, it's okay because the creature that the land that this thing makes a creature is Kinnan says non-land permanent, so you're only getting 2. You're not getting 3 when you tap it with Kinnan because the land you that's.
But your Delighted Halfling, your Bird of Paradise, your Enduring Vitalities all tap for 3.
Which, it's good. You already have that in your command zone. I don't know the big difference. 2, 3. This isn't doing a whole lot on its I don't know. I'm going to test it out. What I'm really curious with this is it makes the free from the real lines a little better. You can make, if you have something that taps for blue, like say Birds of Paradise, with this, you can make infinite green mana. So just that in a Thrasios deck is what you really want. I think it's great for any Thrasios ones. Infinite green doesn't get you the whole way with Kinnan. It's good, obviously, but I'm curious about it. I want to try it out.
I think it slots into pretty much any green deck that taps creatures for mana, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't think Earthbend 1 is good enough to like give it any like big combo potential or anything. But this definitely like helps out your Thrasios decks, like you said. Helps out anything you were running, Enduring Vitality, Cryptolith, all of those decks. Basically just put this in for green mana. This slots in right there. It is a 3 for me.
I'm kind of hard. Like, I'm almost giving it a 0.
Really?
Cards like this, I have really hard time valuing, mostly because in my head, this card has a fail rate.
It does not.
It requires you to have mana dorks. It requires you to be able to tap your dorks for mana. And that is not going to happen every single game. This is just going to be a 2-2 for 2.
It also
a decent amount of games.
It also gives you an extra mana on the creature, the land you make a creature, so it refunds itself a little bit. But
until your land gets killed by Orcish Bowmasters and becomes a land again.
Yeah, but then they've wasted their Orcish Bowmaster ping on the land.
Yeah. I'm torn on it. I'm going to put it as a 2. I'm going to test it. But see how testing goes. I'm tempted. It's similar in effect to Nyx Bloom Ancient, so I'm tempted to take Nyx Bloom Ancient out of my Kinnan list for this.
Well, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, it might not.
God, no.
That's. I'm testing. I'm thinking the whole package. I'm obviously putting that one, the library.
Tripling your mana and creating 3 mana,
add, and then
completely different.
So what was that answer? You're a little.
If I take Nyx Bloom out for this, a creature out for the librarian. I'm not sure what yet. I had a better thing. And then I'm add Cryptolith Rites, because this gets a lot better with Cryptolith Rites.
Yes, it does.
I can test that out. I'm going to see how Kinnan goes, test out some changes. This one is the worst out of them, I believe.
Yeah, big time.
Like, I probably cut out, I'm not on Elvish Spirit Guide, I'm on Carpet of Flowers, so I might get rid of Carpet of Flowers, although I do like it because it just helps you spin.
I think you keep Carpet of Flowers.
Yeah, I am a fan of it. We'll get to another card that I want to include. I definitely want to include that. We'll get to it later.
Okay.
And I can't even make all the changes, so we'll see.
Yeah, so rounding out, it's probably 2 combined with everything.
Yeah. With the high probability, it could go down. We'll see.
Yeah. Then we have Unagi of the Koshi Island, or Slippery Eel. 5 mana flash, Lord, Waterbending 4. Whenever an opponent draws their second card each turn, draw 2 cards. It's only playable in Kinnan.
Worst Consecrated Sphinx, yeah.
It's only playable in Kinnan, and I do not think people will play it in Kinnan.
I'm going to test it out in Kinnan just because we need our card draw, like we said. It has some wards, so it's harder to kill. Although it's a confusing ward. But it's
paying a waterbending cost, you can tap
for it.
But usually people aren't going to tap their artifact. Like, they're already tapped or doing stuff, right? Unless it's like
this isn't a high priority target for me. No.
Yeah, like, I'm not even going to be killing it in most cases. Like, drawing 2 cards is nice, but it only affects once per turn. And for 5 mana, it's, like, very low on my list.
Yeah,
I'm going to give it a 1.
Mana spot when you don't have enough mana to spin Kinnan, but you can flash this out. You can flash it out and block something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fairy Master.
I'm giving it a 1. I'm hesitant on. I probably should give this a 0. I'm giving it a 1.
1. Yeah. I mean, Mastermind has proven itself. This is a lot more expensive version.
Yeah. I'm giving this a 0.
0?
I think it might be fringe playable in Kinnan, but fringe playable in one deck. Like that would make half of Omnix's cards one, and they're
Although
just...
there's a difference in Omnix versus Kinnan. Kinnan's like the number 2 play deck, I think, and But yeah, I got
Yeah,
you.
I don't see the seeing play outside of Kinnan.
Well, put it this way: say you have a Ristic out, Kevin, in your blue farm, and I'm paying something, or someone else is like, would you draw? Say someone else doesn't pay their Ristic, and you're going to draw your.
I would
second
for
card.
sure draw my second card into this.
And I'd get 2. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, because then because then I get to draw 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 without any penalty.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah. Not to mention the money I can draw off this when I've cast it. So yeah.
Now
Okay.
I might possibly consider that if you have like a mystical tutor or something on top of it.
Yeah.
If you respond to if you've mystical tutor, basically if I know there's a good card on top of your library, that might stop me. But that's the only time where I'm hesitating.
Yeah, but they're going mystical tutor after you draw, and that trigger goes on.
You never know if there's like the different ways. Like sometimes things work out different, right?
I don't
Yeah.
think this makes the Kinnan cut because it is a lot worse than Fairy Mastermind having that activated ability.
Yeah.
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 You'd rather just have consecrated swings.
I would rather a Fairy Mastermind that draws 1 card but is only 2 mana than a 5 mana eel serpent. Not even an eel. It's a serpent.
Mastermind can also feed other players' cards if you need answers.
Yes.
Yeah, or kill people if you
Or
have 2
kill people,
Smothering Tides.
yes. Big time.
Or a Kinnan and a Smothering Tithe. Like, it can win a game.
Oh, if Kinnan gets a Smothering Tithe, yeah, you're set. Yeah, one
Next
point.
card.
I just wanted to put that in.
Next card is Avatar Aang. We're looking at this as a commander. Flying, Firebend 2. Whenever you Waterbend, Earthbend, Firebend, or Airbend, draw a card. Then if you've done all 4 of these this turn, transform Avatar Aang. Transforming Avatar Aang puts him as Aang, the Master of Elements. Flying, spells you cast this turn cost Wooburg less to cast. Spells you cast cost Wooburg less to cast. At the beginning of each upkeep, you may transform Aang, Master Elements. If you do, you gain 4 life, draw 4 cards, and put 4+1/+1 counters, and he deals 4 damage to each opponent.
No, before we talk about this, that reduces generic cost as well.
It does? Generic?
It does, yeah. Well, on the non-special version of it, it says that, first of all.
Oh.
Yeah. And second, so if you just click like 207 instead of 308. Yeah, so that's why those abilities are always worded that this only reduces color costs. This one reduces all. This is like, what's that fish that makes your things cost less? I love the deck too.
No idea.
I'll post it in. It'll be fun. There will be a cut. That card is Eluge, the Shoreless Sea. It has a bunch of abilities, but the relevant one is the first instant or sorcerer spell you cast each turn, costs blue or 1 generic, less to cast for each land you control with a flood counter on it. But this definitely reduces generic cost as well. So this makes like any 5-drop that has 1 pip in it or less, or like any 4-drop with 1 pip, whatever, it's just free to cast.
Although I don't think we're really going to transform this like at all. Like I don't.
You would have to work really hard to transform.
I don't think
It's
that's gonna...
building your deck around it for sure.
At its face, it's a 4/4 attacker that gives you 2 mana and draws you a card when it attacks. It flies. This would be very hard to, even if you're building around it, to get. Now we haven't seen the whole set yet. There could be something else that comes out in the set.
Yeah.
Joe, you played 5-color Kenrith. I don't think you're ever switching to this in any world or away from Kenrith, right?
What's the... My issue is it a 5-color card or 4?
It is.
The Wooburg makes it a 5, right?
The Wooburg makes it 5, yeah.
Because I was just like making sure it wasn't just like a weird thing like blind obedience where it shows a block symbol but not. But this literally has Wooburg in the text.
This will be a very good casual commander. This is going to be pushing your bracket 4. I don't think it can make it. Like, you need to probably cast 4 spells to make this work, or 3, and attack. And then you need to put the trigger on the stack that's going to transform it. Everyone's going to know that's going to happen. And then you get to do everything for free, but they can still interact with you. I don't think this gets there for me. I think this is a 0 straight up. I think it's a really cool idea. I encourage people to try it. I don't see a world where this breaks out as a CEDH deck.
Yeah, it just to transform it is a heavy cost and it's a lot of deck building. If there are better cards for it, then sure, you just need a lot for this to work, and I don't think it working is.
I
easy.
wouldn't look at ignore the backside of the card, pretend it's not even there, because I don't think that's ever going to happen. But it's just of the 5-color commander, like we've got Eska of the World Tree or whatever. That never flips.
I'm playing Tenrith 100 times over.
No, Tenrith, but that Eska is just things of mana dork. Like, is this incremental when you Waterbend or Earthbend? You just draw cards sometimes. Like, your game plan.
Yeah, but how often are you doing that effect? It's like you're doing that effect 100% every attack.
If this was used with like evergreen mechanics in Magic, I think it would be much more playable. But this is
if it's
this is probably the one that we're gonna have this.
Yeah,
we're not gonna get bending in any other set unless they do Avatar 2.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
Which is possible. There is a second book of Avatar out, and the third one's coming out. So.
Oh, that's not impossible for sure. It's definitely possible, but I don't think as of right now this is.
We need to see more assistance.
Yeah, this is a build around, and your building around is really tough.
Yeah.
If I do ever go back to casual, I'd probably build it, but
yeah,
I think I'd rather just rebuild shrines with all the new shrines.
Yeah. So this is a 0 for me, not Toph. Avatar is a 0 for me. I don't know.
Avatar Aang is a 0. Yeah.
Toph
the first.
0.5.
Fair enough. Okay, Toph the first Metal Bender. Non-token artifacts you control are lands in addition to their other types. At the beginning of your end step, Earthbend 2. I think Badger Mole goes into this deck really well. Badger Mole Cub, sorry. Otherwise, I feel like people have been testing this card. It has some pretty niche interest, but it could come out as a decent commander. I am probably landing on a 2. I don't think it will be top tier. I think it will be outclassed by 1.5 decks.
Yeah, the big combo with this is you play it with Candelabra. You make your Candelabra a land, and then you can untap Candelabra with Candelabra. You just need something that goes 2 or 3 mana positive, like a land that goes 2 or 3 positive. I don't people have tested this card. This is one of the first ones spoiled for the set, I think. It's been people have tried it, brewed it for months, and they haven't got anywhere with it. I don't think, again, you need you see this card and it's very projected their win style. You're just going to kill this card in response to them trying to do something. You're trying to untap your Candelabra. I'm going to kill your Toph in response.
So it is noticeable that all your creature lands at each end step do tap for 2. So that is very notable in that sense, where your Candelabra now taps itself to pay for itself to untap, and your lands produce, your creature lands now produce 2 with Badger Mole. I'm realizing.
Yeah, with Badger Mole.
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot that's what that card did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a 2 for me. I think I'll love to see it in play. I would love to see someone bust this card, but I just don't think it's bustable.
Yeah, it's just a 1 for me. I think you can be doing better
1.
things, other commanders.
Yeah. It's an interesting color pie, though.
Yeah.
There's not a lot.
I don't think there's a lot of interesting Naya decks. We really only have Rocco, and one of our friends loves his Naya deck but hates Rocco. And it can be a very good stacks color. So I can see this maybe taking place for that stacks build.
Might have potential, actually. A lot of the Staxy artifacts are what are called mono artifacts. A long time ago, they used to be that if they were tapped, they didn't work. And they still have the text that's just on the card now that if they're tapped, they don't work.
Turning them into
tapping
lands.
a Winter Orb on your opponent's end step.
That's funny.
That's probably where it has the most potential. But yeah, I don't see it outside of a Maybe no. Now I want to build stacks deck with it. I don't even like.
We'll see.
stacks.
I think it would probably be one of the best stacks commanders, especially with like those mono artifacts
I
that
don't
you're
think it's going to
mentioning.
be one of the best decks. I think
No.
what's the green-white one that draws you a card when you play enchantment? That's the best.
Oh,
deck.
yeah.
There's the
that's fair.
Elevere. I think in the same colors. What's that one that makes the tokens and they attack for a lot?
That's you just said
Yeah,
Elevere.
right.
That's what Elevere does.
There's another one. It's I forget his name. You want all tokens, and when you have 3 or 9 or something, they do like double strike and get all that.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But
Fair
yeah,
enough.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us to the end of our list.
So
Definitely, there's still more cards to be released. We're excited to see where the set kind of goes and where hopefully there's more playable CEH cards coming out. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. Join us in Discord at link below. Comment, start a conversation, spark that spark into a fire. My name is Joseph,
I'm
Kevin.
Andrew.
and we're Ignite, going to sign off.
I recognize that art. That's power balance. That's just zoomed out power balance.
Well, the first card we're going to talk about is the Last Airbender. Dockside is getting reprinted?
Yep.
Huh. Okay. I do need a foil Trading Grounds extended art. That is something I want. If you get a foil bonus sheet Trading Grounds, let me know.
Hi.
Hello.
How's it going? Oh, you're San Fran. They crushed my Giants today.
Oh, you're a Giants fan. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Never watched the show, eh?
No, I don't.
I've never watched it either. To be fair. Oh.
Aang is the main character. He is. It's a really good show, just FYI. I would highly recommend.
Yeah.
This is astonishingly good, even for adults. The cabbages.